Folks, today I'm going to show you how you can create a Kubernetes cluster on GCP and within about 5 to 10 minutes from command line. So let's start. The first thing I want to show you is how you can make sure that you have access to the projects that you think you have access to. So again, today we're not going to do anything from memory. We will Google search everything that we do today. That way you can do the same thing. You don't have to remember anything. So first thing I want to research is how to get a list of projects. Looks like gcloud project list is the command. So I'm going to go to my command line and run exactly the same command. And sure enough, I have access to 2 different projects. Next thing I'm going to do is make sure my default project is the right one. So let's research that. So I'll take this listing from Stack Overflow. It's pretty accurate. Literally copy paste the command. And as you can see, my current project is U2 demo-332106, where I post where I do all my work when I do these recordings. So given that, now we're going to make sure that project has the right APIs enabled. Google Cloud has this weird thing where each project needs to have enabled in it anything that you want to work on. Let's say you want to have GC machines. You have to enable that API in that particular project. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So we're going to see how we can see what's already enabled in this project. Stack Overflow, somebody already has answered this question. So we're just going to use that. In our case, we don't have to put -- project because we already have our default project in the right place. One of the things you will see here is Kubernetes engine API is already enabled. So that's good news. If it wasn't enabled, you would have to do a Google search on how to enable that particular API in this project, which is also a command. But in this case, we don't have to do that. So now that we know we're in the right project, we know it is already enabled, we can go ahead and create a Kubernetes cluster via command line. So let's look into here. Actually, looks like if we go back, this is the command right here, gcloud container clusters create. And if I go into that, you will see it has tons and tons of variables or argument depending on what kind of cluster you want. We're just going to go with the default. But even for the default, we would need to give it a name. So we will run this command and give it a name. The name would be foobar. It's giving a bunch of warnings, but it will go ahead and actually create that. It takes about 5 to 7 minutes to create. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. And when it's done, I'll get back to this. So it took about 3.5 minutes for this to finish. So I will share my screen again so you can see. You can see it's finished here. And it created with three nodes. And you will see on the console that it uses 2 CPUs per node. We can confirm this in 2 different ways. We can run the command, I believe it's list. And you can confirm that just by doing a simple Google search. If I do a list, I can see the name is foobar as I give it. It went into the default region. It gives you the version of Kubernetes that it's running. It has a master IP, and it says it has defaulted to 3 different nodes, and it's in the running state. We can confirm this also on the user interface. So if we go to console.cloud.google.com, and I switch to my personal account, and this is the project we're in, YouTube demo. And if I type in GKE, it takes me to Kubernetes engine. And you can see, here's the cluster I just created. 3 nodes, 6 CPUs, 12 gigabyte of RAM in US West 1A. Of course, all of those things are configurable, so you can change that. Now that we've created it, we can now go ahead and delete that because we don't want our cost to go up. So I believe, again, the command is just delete. So we can do delete foobar. And let's say yes, for sure. And it's going to go ahead and delete that. So I'm going to stop the video here now. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to put the commands in the description. So this is how you can create a Kubernetes cluster through gcloud CLI when you don't want to go through the GUI, or you want to script this, or you don't want the trouble of having a Terraform code for running a Kubernetes cluster. Hope this was useful. We'll see you next time.